this session, I want to talk about how you can review the tasks that have been done on the dashboard before trades and see what parameters and items are there and how you can actually track the changes you are making in your thought process within the dashboard itself. The first topic is that at any level within the dashboard, you can, the main one, which is the All Campaigns campaign, whether it's your ad group or keywords, etc., when you click on the number, when you click on the number here, you have the change history above. When you click on the change history, it shows you the overall changes that have occurred from the account level to the campaign, ad group, or whatever it is. A note, Takao, I always tell you, if you are at the MCC level, what does that mean? Like me, who is at the MCC level? This is a way I came to MCC and am managing it. You might not see some of the items, so this is different from what they are doing internally. I prefer that, in fact, considering the accesses that are on the account itself, you come and look at it. See, all changes in the past 30 days, you can specify your time range. For example, you can say, sir, from this date to this date, I want to see what changes I have made. See all changes here. There has been one ad change. In fact, there have been 1,044 into 1,440, bit changes. Keyword changes, status changes, targeting changes, and so on. To see what each of these is, it's in all changes. There's a point here that the guys mention. You can also apply a filter here. Look, for example, it says H added to the table. What has changed in my email? For instance, it has removed 2 phrase matches, remember. For example, when we wanted to test it, we did it together. On what date? October 11th. But something you need to pay close attention to is that at this point, in fact, you don't see the thought process, you see the changes you made. And why did I do this on that date? Why didn't I make these moves? I might not remember. I will solve this problem for you and teach you the way. Look, guys, I checked the status arrangement. So any change you make, I will secure it here. Look, various statuses have been removed. This is all here. Removed, remember the freeze time? 8 of them have been passed, and there might be anything else in it. For example, I just go in here and simply look at your arrangement. See, even access changes are indeed there, and it is actually written what changes have been made. Well, for instance, Mr. X has perhaps been given access to this. I had a budget change. Well, why doesn't it show it during this time frame? I need to check why it doesn't show it. The keyword change also changed because I came to the level of the whole campaign, or I came out of a campaign where I was doing a single campaign. What are the account changes? And it shows the market here. And finally, you see the note that has been added, conversion that has been added. Here you can also apply a filter. I want to say, sir, I want to see the filter based on the user. For instance, for example, say, sir, why can't I see something like HTALV? What changes have been made? I apply a filter. For example, I might apply another filter and say, sir, I want to check the changes I made to my budget and so on. The point I want to tell you is that this doesn't fully show you the thought process. For this thought process, we have a way to take notes. Well, where can it be seen? All campaigns, on the left side of the campaign or ad group, or if it goes to the ad group level, see these. These are different notes because all of them are like this here. When you click on more, you can open the note panel and you can add a new note. Well, these are different notes. Now I might do this at the campaign level, but at the keyboard level, you don't have this anymore, so do it differently. See, you don't have anything like this here, and in fact, you practically can't add a note. So, at the top of the campaign on the left side of the ad group, or up there at the all campaign level, whether it's a campaign or an ad group, you can add a note. How should we do this? We go to the chart. Well, or as I said, you click on more here to open the note panel. I usually do this on the chart when I make a change. For example, suppose I made more changes on Friday. I click on my chart and add a note. We go, sir, due to, for example, the training, or because of the training you had. For instance, training. I changed a series of words in the match type. Look, I'm writing. The reason for it, meaning I want to write a message of thought. I changed it and then reverted it back to the previous state. For example, I'm saying, for example, you came and cleaned the environment, or you made a certain change. You write down, sir, because it didn't work, it was such and such. You write down the reason, the unique thing that you might not remember just by seeing the trace of that change. You write down exactly what that change was. You see, this was placed here. When I press CL note or open the note panel, this is what comes up, you see. A half note for the account campaign from the international group at the same level 1 as I told you. Okay. And here I see that it has been marked italic. This 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 has been marked italic. I write down what the reason is. I'm done. I raised it by 15. These actions, I changed this again. You haven't written the thought process here. It's flawed. It's better to write the exact thought process. Why? Because the reason for the change is more important than the change itself. You can see what happened again in that change. So these are the 2 points for checking. When you see a campaign and a point is dropping somewhere, for example, the sky is dropping here, well, I go and check. I usually come from this date. Well, I come into the time frame. For example, what happens? It's August 17th. I start from the 31st. And then we would go into the change history to see what events occurred on this date. Here the charge had run out, but I would see what change happened on the 17th. You see, there was no change on the 17th. What happened was the budget charge ran out. And it starts running again from here. Well, it shows that it gets charged and runs here. I'm saying this as an example, and basically I want to say that I usually check this way to see what change stories the team has made. Some of these change stories here actually have the capability to be undone. Not all of them, but some. You see, this one now says can't be undone, meaning some of them have the capability to be undone. When in the level, you look at them on a larger scale. I have the ability to handle this issue. Those that can be seen, I process them right there. Well, those who have the capability, I process them right there. So I'm aware of it. You see, it shows all changes here and sees all the changes. For example, I click on all changes again, and it opens the bulk action detail for me, guys. There are also some new UIs, for example. The all changes weren't like this before. When you wanted to look at all changes, it would only open it afterward. Now, when you click on it, I'm waiting for it to open. When you click on it, you actually see all the changes at that point. It shows you the bulk action detail. It's still loading. It's showing exactly the same thing to him. The same thing I told you there. This is the black action that has come and slid, making a change simultaneously. For example, it has said, sir, I want this much percentage. You see, increase keyword max CPC by 15%. I will teach you this now in the black action section. I will teach you about black action in your section. Part of this, guys, is called black action, okay? You see, it says these have been increased, right? These have been done in bulk, not one by one. A group has been selected and it has been told, sir, with this command, increase this much. With this command, decrease this much. This is bulk, meaning, what do they call it? They did something with a SAC and it was all done together. These changes you saw are exactly this topic, where you see it says max CPC, increase, increase, increase. This happened. But what about these? These were done manually, one by one, guys. So, this was done manually, and you don't have these changes. I say we didn't have that before, and the manager was looking around here, saying it should be bulk. So, based on the data I'm seeing, I notice a significant drop or a big jump, if I don't remember what it is. If I haven't noted it down, I go there, look at that time frame, and see what changes I made. If the changes weren't correct, I review them and undo them if I can. If not, I do it manually. And then here, when I make that change, I need to see if it results in improvement or if it has regressed significantly. I taught you a change story and how to use it along with the discussion on taking notes. The board and the team were exactly taking notes on the board, and you have the same note-taking feature in analytics. When you go to your chart, at the bottom of your chart, there's a small arrow. That's the annotation. Click on it and you can take notes there about what happened. It's a feature provided by Google itself, and it's easily accessible to you here. In the next video, we will discuss impressions, how to increase impressions, how to increase clicks, and techniques related to these topics. I need to talk about these so we can align our thought process together.